Welcome back to a Rich Rally, man. Listen, man, today's topic we're in the building. First and foremost, shout out to the guys and goddesses. We definitely in the building. You did out there, but listen, today's topic, man, it's judicial neglect, man. You feel me? How judges been acting as criminals when in this legal process. You know what I'm saying? And I'm briefly just read off something that I started building on since I've been incarcerated. And now that I'm free, man, I promised myself, as well as the brothers that was in there, that I would continue to push some of these things, these bills with the people and inform them to see if we can get some traffic behind these things going on. But check it, right? This is how it reads. Orisha O'Reilly, a modern appeal to to free the Constitution from judicial neglect. This coming from me as an incarcerated legal scholar. I gotta say that. I argue that judges who ignore a constitutional violation are not just failing their oath for office, they are betraying the found the nation's founding principles. They betraying the Constitution, bro. You feel me? This is about me. You feel me? Straight up. This say the spirit of my ancestor David Walker moved through these words. From behind these walls, I issue not a complaint, but a constitutional alarm. Our courts are violating the supreme law of the land under the guise of procedure. Judges sworn to uphold the Constitution are routinely enabling prosecutors to overcharge, overconvict, and over-sentence citizens, particularly the poor and marginalized. They permit ineffective assistance of counsel, ineffective defense counsel, and sanction prosecutorial misconduct through their silence. When these violations are raised on appeal, too many judges concern themselves more with protocol, technicalities, than with rather constitutional wrongs have occurred. So that means, before I read any farther, that means simply this. And this one I want to make sure I add this. Judges and all government officials got an oath of office to where they swore to uphold the Constitution. Within that oath of office, they swore that if they become aware of a constitutional wrong, that they would want either intervene or report the constitutional violation to higher authorities and so forth in order to make it stop. You feel what I'm saying? And fail to do so, they acknowledge that they are subject to a fine or imprisonment or both. And that goes all the way up to the president. So this is the reason why I'm saying and then you cannot make a rule that's in conflict with the Constitution without going to war against the Constitution. So here we go, right? This is not judicial discretion, meaning that this ain't no, I might want to do this, or I want to do this. It is a dereliction of duty, a and potentially criminal. It ain't just potentially though, it is criminal. Dereliction of duty. That means you ain't performing your job, homie. You got a duty to do this, to intervene and correct or report, not conspire with this type of stuff, okay? The law is explicit. When a judge fails to intervene in constitutional violations occurring in their courtroom, they become a conspirator under 18 USC Section 2, aiding and abetting. When they conceal such misconducts, they risk liability under 18 USC 3, accessory after the fact, and 4, misprision of felony. The Supreme Court has held clear judges acting unconstitutionally are stripped of their official representative character and subject to the consequences of their individual conduct. Schroeder versus Rhodes, that's the name of the case. Now, I'm going to spell out the case too, the name, so you can know and look it up. It's SCHEUER versus Rhodes, which is RHODES. Judicial immunity was never meant to shelter constitutional treason. So they didn't give themselves immunity in order to not be punished for any of these things that they've been doing under the guise of being a judge, a prosecutor, a lawyer, and all that type of stuff, and officers and all that type of stuff. They gave themselves immunity, saying they can't be charged for performing these tasks that they're doing that's against the Constitution. A call to action, a call to consciousness. This is not theoretical. And Brucey versus Garmet, Graham Lay, and that's Bracey versus Gramley. That's the case. You will look it up if you look it up. The Supreme Court acknowledged the systemic corruption exposed by Operation Gaylord in Chicago. The Seventh Circuit has recognized the entire county courts as criminal enterprises. Yet nothing has fundamentally changed. My appeal is simple. Hold judges accountable to their oath of office. Now, to be complete, we need legislation that, one, eliminates immunity barriers for judges who normally permits constitutional violation. Two, streamline the petition process for wrongfully convicted. Three, extend filing deadlines for incarcerated individuals or people learning complex appellate law without adequate resources. Because when you're in prison, you don't have the adequate resources, and they try to speed you through the process. When it takes a lawyer, literally takes a lawyer 4 years of college, and then another year to pass the bar exam, and the person's supposed to learn that in 6 months to a year. If you're incarcerated, come on, man. They setting you up for failure. But anyway, 4, create transparent oversights of courtroom misconduct. Action, not empathy. We don't want no empathy, bro. Our ancestors' actions and actions shape the freedom we have today. We cannot allow our silence to make our children's chains heavier. As Malcolm X taught, we must be willing to secure our future by any means necessary. This is a call to lawyers, activists, journalists, and citizens. Help draft model legislation. Share this post petitions, flood social media, demand justice that demands judicial accountability, and make it become a legislative priority, not a courtroom afterthought. The Constitution is not self-executing. It requires our vigilance. You see what I'm saying? The Constitution is mandatory, bro. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. If there's a constitutional violation, it's supposed to be corrected immediately. You don't get discretion to say, oh, no, I'm not going to deal with that. But they've been doing some things that's called constitutional avoidance. And it's actually a law. I'm going to find it one day and post it on here and show you in the case of what it said, that they've been avoiding the Constitution and creating these procedures where they can dodge the Constitution in order to keep the people bound by their corruption and misdeeds and erroneous rulings, man. There's a whole lot to this, and we're gonna come back to this though. It's already been like damn near 9 minutes, so I'm out, man. One love, many life, one nation, one struggle. I need y'all to get this and get on this with us, man, because we need not be treated like this. The people that's incarcerated is you, because you can be next. And if they got laws that's breaking the laws or procedures that's breaking the laws and your constitutional rights, you need to know it and you need to fight against it before you be a victim of it. Most people don't think it matter until they hit with it, or somebody that they kin to or close to get hit with it. It's time to start thinking about that before it happens. One love, many life, one nation, one struggle. I'm out. Shout out to the guys and goddesses. I hope y'all hear me clearly. Let's talk about it.